hello. Yeah, this was a surprise live session that I thought I'd take up for you guys since y'all did have like quite a few queries on how to especially cope up with getting coming back to your studies after y'all actually enjoy the festivities. So I'm here to help you all resolve that. I mean, with the queries that actually we did get from you guys. So, how's it going for y'all? I'm just waiting for like a few more to join in. I just hope there's no technical glitch this time. Um, all right, there is no technical glitch. So, hello, SK Nibras. Oh, he says bye. Wow. Okay. Balraj. Hi. Good evening, Balraj. I am good. How are you? So, how are you guys? How are you all? For those who celebrated, I hope you all did have a very fun-filled Diwali. And I hope, okay, Bharat says hi. Hi, Bharat. So, I hope you all did have like a fun-filled Diwali and y'all are getting your game back on track when it comes to getting back to your studies. So, y'all can tell me all about it. For those of y'all who did have questions about how to concentrate, I mean, y'all already had a problem concentrating on your focusing rather on studies before the festivities itself. So after this, I mean, I do get that it can be tough, but once you all ring that mental alarm in your heads about the time remaining for your boards, and for those of y'all who have completed the syllabus well and good, for those of y'all who haven't, then y'all should get going right now. Hello, Angel. Okay, so Balraj says, yes, ma'am, but also sports meet is going on in the school, so can't focus properly. All right. Sports meet, I mean, like, it's good to take part, but to get your concentration on track. How much of the syllabus have you finished, Balraj? Hello, Angel. You also have your sports meet going on, Angel, if that is what you're trying to say. How to score 90%? All right. Angel, first for that, you've got to tell me how much of the syllabus have you completed? Okay. I am Indian. Oh, you have exhibition going on in school. All right. I mean, it's nice to take part in all of that, and you all shouldn't ostracize. I mean, like isolate yourselves from it. But at the same time, guys, you all should get your priorities on track. Do not spend a lot of time or a lot of your mental energy in all these extracurricular activities at the moment, but do take part, but don't tire yourselves, especially when Balraj said there is he has his sports day would drain a lot of your energy and stuff, and do not fall sick, not um, strain yourselves too much physically as well. So keep yourselves filled with energy enough to at least study. So yeah, Angel, I would recommend the same for you too. um, Hi, Amir. Yes, I am Indian. Happy birthday, Amir. So guys, so how much of the syllabus have you all completed? And if you all do have any doubts, you all can ask me. But when it comes to scoring 90%, and when it comes to, how to finish the syllabus overnight, I mean, the second question that I said, how to finish the syllabus overnight, those kind of questions are, a little funny, unless you all are trying to like put in sense of humor here. Um, okay. Amir, are you asking me that or telling me that? Revision strategy. All right. My name is Rinalda. In school, Vanushka says, in school, we've completed everything. All right, so your school, most schools would have ideally completed the syllabus by now, Manushka, since most schools would be starting with the pre-final examinations by now, right? Mm, how to write answers in English literature. Dhanush, so you do have the approach to writing your answers in English literature when it comes to drama, your prose and poems differ. So you would have to look at you would have to mention which part of English literature are you talking about. So if you mention which part, be it the drama, the prose, or the poem, I can tell you then. Um, ICSE is a board, Rambo, and that conducts exams for, it's like a board like how you have CBSE. So uh, it is who are eligible for that. I mean, you've got to start your schooling in that from primary school. Um, Ma'am, sometimes I feel overwhelmed that if I don't get good marks. Okay, Shrutayu, is that the pronunciation of your name? Okay, so Shrutayu, that is a normal um, feeling to get, okay, especially when you have your exams approaching. But you shouldn't let this feeling grow, because that is only gonna hamper your concentration. That is only gonna, you know, distract you, and that is a fear like most students have, especially with boards coming up. But you should get your concentration back, and how you can eliminate that feeling of feeling overwhelmed is by replacing that with confidence. And how are you going to replace that with confidence? By studying. Okay, by when you do your part and you know you are studying and you are following the right strategy for your preparation. When I say strategy, like I've said before, everyone have their individual strategy, but when I say strategy, I mean if you are going as per what the board requires, if you know you have understood what the board requires, if you know you have understood the paper pattern and the kind of questions that would be asked, if you've understood the syllabus and completed the major portions of it, then that would replace your feeling of this overwhelming feeling with confidence, and that is how you can feel better and try to gain confidence. mm, Ma'am, Mavia, as per what the board has said, like in the board's rule book, if I may call it, 75% is what is required. But this, your school would have to, clear for you. I mean, it depends on how they do, play it safe that way. Dhanush says the drama. Okay. So Dhanush, since y'all for this year are gonna have Julius Caesar, see, what they do is, I think, I mean, like mostly you'd have a Julius Caesar in part A of your question paper. They do give you extracts straight from your text that is given in the um, question paper. You would have to read that extract, and it can be taken randomly from any of the prescribed scene acts that you have. That can be from act 3, 4, or 5. They can maybe give you, and the extract would be around 4 to 5 lines, maybe from any scene also. Like in act 3 you have 3 scenes, right? So it can be taken from any scene. All right, and you would have to know, it can just start randomly. So you would have to know where the what the setting of the scene was, and you would have to know the questions that were I mean, you would have to know the characters that are there. The questions would follow from that extract. They can ask you to describe the setting of that scene and what was actually happening there, or they can ask you if there's a character given in that extract. They can ask you to elaborate on the character beat in general, or they can say ask you to comment on the reaction of the character, or how the character was actually feeling at that point in that scene of the extract that was provided to you. So those are the kind of questions you can get from drama. And yeah, there would more than me, I think you referring to the previous year question papers would definitely solve it out. Master Motivation says, hello, ma'am. Hi. Um, Ma'am, is 6 hours study enough for 90%? Shatayu, one, it depends on how much of the syllabus you've completed, and it depends on how you're spending those 6 hours, all right? So, if you've completed the syllabus, you just have to get your, um, your uh, strategy online. You just have to follow the right way of studying. Like, if let's say you are studying 6 hours, let's say you're giving 3 hours to studying a particular subject or a particular concept without revising or without attempting previous year questions or without solving questions that are there behind your chapter in the textbook, then that would be a wrong way of studying. Okay, so you would have to know how to spend those 6 hours of study. um, Neeti, ma'am, how many hours should we study if we are starting from today for boards? Okay, so Neeti, I'm going to assume that you haven't at all, covered anything in your syllabus. You would have to give a minimum of 5 hours because you're already in November, and you would have to give a minimum of 5 hours with completing the syllabus, like with along with solving previous year question papers. For you, I would suggest, or for I'm sorry, for all those who haven't even started the syllabus, I would say you can start now. Do not lose hope. Start now, given those hours of study. And for y'all, it is a must to practice previous year question papers, like solve all the last 10 years question papers. Mm. मैम, वाई डोंट यू टॉक इन हिंदी? ऑल राइट, विद अ प्लेस हम हिंदी में बात कर सकते हैं, बट देन फॉर ICSE स्टूडेंट्स the medium of instruction given by the board itself is English. All right, so me being an educator who is teaching ICSE students, I would find it very wrong to talk in any other language other than the language that is specified by the ICSE board as a medium of instruction. I hope हमने आपके सवाल का जवाब दे दिया. If that is what you wanted to hear. Alive in, ma'am, how to get full marks in composition in boards? Composition in English language, alive in, is that what you're trying to ask? I mean, it depends, because you have composition when it comes to your essay only, right? You're welcome, Dhanush. Angel Jane says 60% is done almost, but how many hours to study? Okay, if 60% is done, you would have to, like I answered one of the other students' question about how many hours to put in. You would have to give in maybe 3 to 4 hours along with practicing previous year question papers. Angel, so 3 to 4 hours from now, and you would be able to score well as well if you've already finished 60%. Totally stable, ma'am, Hindi. Okay. Avika Raghav. Hello, Avika. Niti Nitu, ma'am, I feel physics is very tough. What to do, especially numericals? Niti, physics is very theoretical subject in that way. I mean, most of the science subjects are, but see, you can finish the theory part. If you're finding a problem with numericals, finish the theory part, get your derivations right, solve the previous year question papers, and understand the concepts of these numericals. Like when it comes to sums and all, you just have a few, I mean, according to the chapters, you have like these formulae that is given to you, which is pretty simple. Okay, so just get the important formulae, mug up the important formulae, or I would say mug up if you're not able to understand, just for the sake of solving. If not, understand the formulae, but understanding it would take like a little more time. But I would suggest understanding it. But if not, mug up the important ones, the important formulae. I think it should be 2 3 important ones, and try to solve the numericals based on the important chapter. Like look at the previous year question papers and see which sums in physics are repeated most, or what kind of sums, or from which chapter are those sums taken. All right, so for numericals, I would suggest that. And if you feel it is very tough, I would say, see, anybody and everybody find a particular subject tough when they have a problem with understanding the basics. Mainly, that is the main problem that most students face, or anybody learning anything faces, like when they don't get the basics right, okay, when it comes to studying a particular subject. So try to see if you can take out the time to quickly understand the basics and then come back to understanding the concept that you do find tough. So in that way, that is what I would suggest to you, Neeti, and try to learn the important derivations, right? Alive and all right, 1 minute. Alive and your composition would mostly consist of essay only there, right? Because you have comprehension and then you have essay and letter writing, but that would not. Okay, fine. So if you're talking about essay and letter writing, see, for essay you would have to first thing that you would have to keep in mind is the even essay, even though most teachers might not tell you this, keep the format right. There's no given format, but like you have like an introduction, body, and conclusion. I mean, that's like the main basic, that's the main given. So have your introduction, body, and conclusion in track over there, and depending on the topic that is given to you, try to keep it interesting. Don't just fill in words over there according to the number of words that they've asked you to compose your essay in. Don't fill in uh, the page with words just for the sake of finishing the essay. Try to make it interesting for the examiner who is reading. All right, try to add an element of curiosity with whatever you are writing. All right, but having said that, I don't mean you should take out a lot of your time to actually sit and cerebrate in the examination hall, but maybe you can practice around composing 10 to 12 essays before your exam. You should practice English language. So first have an introduction, body, and conclusion, and with whichever topic that is given to you, one upper hand that you would have over there, ICSE usually gives you a topic that is related to something that y'all already know, okay, be it in your subject, or it can be about a social issue that y'all did come across, maybe in in any of the uh, short stories, for example, that y'all did come across in your prose that way. So it is somewhere related to what y'all are studying, or it can be on an environmental issue, like y'all do have pollution in biology, right, and population in biology. So y'all, it would be based on that. So you would have an idea. Just know how to frame it and try to address the pros and cons of whatever topic the essay is asked, whatever topic they have given you to write the essay on. And yeah, you should be good to go. And also keep your punctuations like on track, okay, where you have to write, where you have to start with capital letter. I mean, I know this sounds like I'm telling it to a second or third standard kid, but they do deduct marks for lack of punctuation. All right, so do get your commas, your semicolons, your apostrophes, your capital letters, your full stops, your question marks. Even if the question is rhetoric, see to that you do have a question mark at the end. All right, so that is what I would suggest. Avika, ma'am, this time our English board will be tough. Avika, see, like I've said before also, uh, we or nobody can actually make predictions on how the exam's going to be, whether it's going to be easy or tough. Okay, nobody can actually make that prediction. But what you can predict is how you are going to perform in the exam, depending on how much of the syllabus you have finished. All right, if you have to do your part, most of the difficulty level over there is eliminated. I mean, like it is uh, it is a fact that the way they frame the questions can be tough, because now you also have conceptual based questions. So if you it is going to be easier for the ones who have understood, and it's going to be tough for the ones who have just mugged and who have just by hearted. All right, that I can tell you. So try to understand as much as possible. So if you've understood the concepts, no matter how they frame the question, you should be able to answer. So Otherwise, also, nobody can make a prediction on whether it is going to be easy or tough. This is the only prediction or fact that I can state that way. Mm. What does the word original story in story writing mean? Should it not contain fiction? In which story have they mentioned original story, Tanish? Like, if you can just give me a clue of that. Which story are you talking about? What does the original story in story writing mean? Story writing, are you talking about composition? Shivam. Ma'am, my half yearly exam not gone good. I failed in 3 subjects. What to do, ma'am? Okay, Shivam, it's okay. Do not beat yourself up on this and do not waste time thinking about what has already gone now. What you can do is learn from your mistakes, know where you went wrong in your midterm, and learn from those mistakes and don't repeat it in the upcoming exam, be it your pre-finals or your board exam. All right, so that is what you can do. And study if you haven't given a lot of time to studying for your half yearly. Give it now and go through your previous year question papers and try to solve and understand as much as possible, but do not lose heart. um, Janet Kalarakal, ma'am, will the board release merit lists for 2025 ICSE board exams? Janet, ICSE used to, but now they don't anymore. All right, I think they stopped doing this from the last 1 or 2 years. So the board will not release merit lists. They did issue a notification stating that they wouldn't release merit lists of students who top the exam anymore. All right, to avoid any sort of unhealthy competition that way, because some students actually did do take it serious and not end up taking extreme steps. So I think that was one of the reasons that they did cite. But answering your question, no, they wouldn't. Mm. Ma'am, which section should we attempt first in English language? Avika, that would depend on you. All right, so what I would say is you should ideally go with the flow of the paper, because when they are setting the paper, the examiners do set the paper in a way such that um, they know what you should be answering first as well. All right, so I would suggest you follow that flow, because if you're talking about English language, you would have your comprehension and essay first, so a lot of your time does go in that. So I would suggest you go with the flow of the paper, because your flow of thought also, when it comes to essay writing or your comprehension, like your attention uh, is more like at the beginning of the exam. All right, so I would suggest you stick to that. But otherwise, for you to know for yourself, practice previous year question papers, try to solve as many papers as possible even in English language, and you would try to time it and see whether you hurry towards, if you're keeping comprehension, essay writing, or your letter writing towards the end. See if you do run out of that energy, or if you run out of ideas to actually come up with ideas for your essay writing, and see if you're able to get it all in the respective time. And you should be able to know that way. So I would suggest you go with the flow. But otherwise, if you feel otherwise, try solving 2-3 papers along with timing it. Keep a timer and judge for yourself and see what you find comfortable. Okay, Neeti says, I am not able to concentrate, ma'am. Can you give any tips? Neeti, I think concentration at this time would mainly go with the worry of the exam. Like, students tend to procrastinate a lot when it comes to their exams approaching, and that is usually out of stress. So what I would suggest is try to get your focus on track. see where you are getting distracted. See, ask yourself why you're not able to concentrate. Okay, because this is something, even if I sit here and tell you that no, Neeti, you do have to concentrate, at the end of the day, truth be spoken, it is all left up to you. So the fact that you know that you're not able to concentrate itself shows that you do know that you are going wrong somewhere. So try to tell yourself and remind yourself rather of how much time is remaining for the exam, and you should see where you are getting distracted. If it is your phone, try to keep it away. Okay, try to keep it away and try to reward yourself with, like, if you study for half an hour, then you look at your phone for 5 minutes. Or if you study for how much of a time, like, try to reward yourself with whatever is distracting you in that way, and try to stay away. I'm pretty sure whatever is distracting you, or the reason for you not being able to concentrate, is not more important than your exam, right? Than your upcoming exam. So you just have to remind yourself that by you not concentrating now, when you actually go to sit in the examination hall, and when you attempt that paper there, you shouldn't be clueless, or you shouldn't be unable to answer a question. Okay, especially when you have the potential in you. So you do have to talk to yourself, and you do have to correct yourself that way. So that is what I would suggest. mm, is maths compulsory in best of 5? No, Aryan, it isn't. mm, Please, could you please tell me more about picture composition? All right, you're talking about picture composition. So they would give you a picture. Like, I remember I had got a picture of the Minamata disease in my question paper. So they would obviously give you a paper that, I mean, a picture that would be relevant. I mean, that would be discussed in, that would have been discussed in class, or something that you are aware of. All right, so you would have to you know come up with, I mean, it can just be a picture, and they would ask you to write an essay on that. So you would have to come up with whatever you think of the picture. Okay, and if it is something that is obviously factual, there would be something in that picture. If it's something that is related to something that did feature in the news or something, I mean, that is relevant to you all, of course. Or if it is pertaining to, they do give you moral pictures as well. Like, it can be something like a cartoon of a kid sitting and looking at his phone while, the mother is saying something, or mother angry or something. I'm just giving you an example. So if it is something like that, then you would have to put your mind and ask yourself what that picture actually talks. So every picture does talk, right? So you would have to put in your idea there, give an introduction of the what you drew from the picture, and then you can say or give your opinion on that. So when it comes to picture composition, there's nothing right or wrong in that sense. All right, unless it is a factual picture, something that, like, if it's a picture about like what I said, like Minamata disease, I cannot refrain from me not mentioning Minamata disease over there. Would have been wrong, because we did have that in our environment classes. So it was a picture that was there in our textbook as well. So in that way, if it is something factual, you would have to mention that. If not, if it's something about and if it is a opinion based picture that they are trying to gain an impression of yours from, then you would have to put in your opinion over there. Again, like I said, state the pros and cons, and maybe talk about how students, like I said, if it's about phone addiction, talk about how students, or how teenagers rather, can actually sway away from that addiction. mm, you're welcome, Avika. Ma'am, please explain. Okay, that comes under English language, but okay. um Aryan Suryakant Shirode. No, ma'am, but if I am taking PCM, then it would be compulsory or not. Aryan, you're talking about 10th, right? If you're talking about your ICSE board, see, you do have maths and science in your group 2. All right, so like when you say science, it is physics, chemistry, and biology. and then you have math. So how can you just take physics, chemistry, and math like, and not biology? I don't quite get that. Are you exempted from one of those science subjects? Because physics, chemistry, and biology is a group. It's grouped together. So if you're choosing the group, you cannot uh, exclude biology. So, but answering your question, it wouldn't be compulsory. Mm, okay, Janet has a question. For comprehension, we got that summary question carrying 7 or 8 marks. It's summary. Okay, we get 1 full mark for each point. That's what our ma'am has been telling us. Is that how it is? Okay, Janet, when it comes to your comprehension, you do have the passage there. You read your passage, right? So the questions that are asked from the passage, you just got to answer that. And for 1 mark, if you get the right answer, yeah, you do get 1 full mark. If you have your punctuations in track, yes, you do get 1 full mark if the question is of 1 mark. Okay, so if you are given a comprehension passage, you do have like 8 or 10 questions followed by it, right? And out of those 8 or 10 questions, if you sometimes have questions that are of 2 marks, and you sometimes have like questions of 1 mark based on the comprehension. So if you answer that 1 mark question correctly, you do get 1 mark. Hello, Anush. Akash, can we score 100 in grammar? You mean 100 in English language? You can score a maximum of 99. You cannot score 100. The only subject you can score 100 on in ICSE is mathematics. Funny Griffon. Taylor's new words to tell us. Did you mean tell us or Taylor's new words? I thought you were talking about Taylor Swift. I thought you were saying Taylor Swift's new words increase your essay writing skill, which is true. But okay, okay, you corrected it. Tell us new words to increase essay writing skills. The essay should be more creative. Now, how do I tell you words? You can use words, but don't use very complicated words. Also, the words that your examiner want. No, you would have to read Funny Griffon for to know to use more words. But yeah, that is a very good point that you did catch hold of. But what, like, words in which context, that would depend on your essay, right? Um, you can use words like if you're trying to talk about greenish, or if you're trying to talk about a lush green scenic place, you can use the word viridescent, because that also means greenish. So you can look for words that way to learn, or you can, it depends on the topic of your essay. I can't just randomly tell you words. So this is one word that I gave you. mm, if you tell me a topic, then maybe I can try. All right. Janet, in boards in English language? No, I don't think so at all. Maybe in your school, but ICSE boards, no, you look at even the toppers' marks. Mm. Okay, Neeti says, ma'am, can we attempt one extra question in case we are not sure about the question we attempted? Um, Niti, see, if it is an optional question, let's say you are asked to answer any 4 questions from a particular section, be it A, B, or C, and you're allowed to attempt just 4 questions out of, you say, 6, and you attempt 4 questions, and your extra attempted question would be taken as the last one. They are not gonna sit in, the examiner isn't gonna look at which question you answered properly. All right, so unless it is a question, a compulsory question, I wouldn't suggest you attempt an extra question, because you wouldn't get marks for it. Because while correcting, they are going to look at, you say, if the question, if the requirement was for you to answer 4 questions out of 6, and you have answered 4 questions, and your extra question was the 5th one, the evaluator is only going to look at the first 4 questions that way. So unless it is a compulsory question, I don't see any point in attempting an extra question. Okay, J, 88%. Not that great. Um, Shivam, the notification for the timetable isn't out yet, but tentatively it should be around the last week of Feb or the beginning of March, because this year y'all did have I mean the 10th graders who wrote their exam in 2024 had their board exam on the 21st of February. So I am guessing that it should be around the same time. Um, I'm not a computer educator, and we haven't delved into computer yet. But this doubt, Shubhanshu sir can maybe answer. But oh, and by the way, guys, for somebody had asked me something about physics. Shubhanshu sir's video on the complete guide to physics 10th ICSE is out on our channel, so do watch that. Um, okay, Rishikesh, hi. Rishikesh, how to prepare chemistry for boards. Okay, Rishikesh, again, you'll have to go according to the syllabus one, obviously. Mm, Study from the text, solve the questions behind your textbook, get your balancing of equations on point, all right, because that is one place where you, I mean, it does most of the questions. Be from organic or inorganic chem have uh, do ask for you to balance equations that way. Get your balancing of equations on track that way, and solve previous year question papers. That is what I would say. Complete the syllabus, understand the concepts. All right. Brush, don't forget to brush through your basics, because if they give you an equation and you have forgotten what that symbol stands for or which chemical that symbol stands for, it wouldn't be a very nice thing in the exam. So get the atomic numbers, the number of protons, neutrons, etc. correct, and solve previous year question papers. Mm, all right. Read how to learn chemistry formulae very easily. Rita, you would have to first understand. It's not, you can't mug, because there are so many formulae when it comes to chemistry. You would have to solve as many sums as possible, because I think the questions that you get in chemistry mostly are about the number of protons, electrons, neutrons, that way. So you would have to solve sums to understand that, and that's the only way, because you can't mug up chemistry formulae, okay, unless it is like for a very uh, unless it's for a sum that is asked very frequently, which is not otherwise, because they rarely repeat sums that way. They can repeat the kind of sums, but not every sum. So you would have to solve sums for that, for understanding, to learn chemistry formulae that way. Rishikesh, for physics, I did say it in the beginning of the video, but there is a video on our channel that is put up by Shubhanshu sir, so you can refer to that as well. Right. My own computer, we haven't delved into yet, but we will soon come up with it. I have answered the question for Rishikesh, for chemistry Rishikesh. I'm so sorry. All right. Nagaram, how to study geography. Ma'am, can you make one-shot videos for it? Okay, Nagaram, I'll first answer the first part of your question. Geography, again, you will have to complete your syllabus. All right, get your syllabus on track. Understand what is the demand of the board when it comes to your subject. My video of ICSE subject-wise demands is up. All right, and y'all should understand what is the demand of the board when it comes to your subjects particularly, so get that right first. Understand your syllabus, And when it comes to geography, finish all the chapters. All right, so understand the chapters, study them. When it comes to your topography, do practice that. Practice your mapping. See, when it comes to geography, one place where you'll have an upper hand is that in your syllabus, the board has given you the places of the mapping. So in that way, you all are lucky. Okay, because not everyone gets that. Not every board does that. They will just give you a place and be like, okay, so map questions can be based out of this particular place or and that particular place randomly. But here they have given you the mountain ranges, the plateaus, the deserts that would be asked. So in that way, make a note of all of that and practice all of that when it comes to your mapping. Y'all can score marks in mapping and in topography. Topography might seem very confusing and very tough, but if y'all actually understand and solve questions related to that, it would definitely ease things for y'all and help y'all score. And when it comes to the theory part, understand the concepts, be it the vegetation, in climate and stuff. When you have that, understand everything, solve previous year question papers. Geography is one subject you all can score as well. So yeah. Ma'am, from where should we practice application based questions? Sanika, I would suggest you refer to the previous year question papers. I mean, the question papers that do have, your application based questions and the questions behind your text, behind the chapters in your textbook, and specimen papers of ICSE that's actually up on the board. Aditi asks how to study for biology. Again, so see, the trick remains the same for almost all subjects, and especially when it comes to your theoretical subjects, like especially the mathematics, the science subjects, and math and stuff. I mean, math wouldn't come in a theory, I'm sorry. But when it comes to physics, chemistry, bio, geography, y'all would have to understand the concepts. Okay, so if you're talking about studying for biology, Aditi, first understand the concepts well. All right, so when it comes to either the botany chapters or your zoology chapters, understand the tough ones first, get that right, and practice your diagrams. All right, because you do have a lot of diagram based questions that do come. You even have 5 markers, so be it of drawing or whether they give you the diagram over there and ask you to label. So get your diagrams right, learn the labeling, and understand it. When it comes to biology, since they have, this would be the first batch, like the 2025 batch would be the first batch that would actually be attempting the paper after they have increased the number of competency based questions. There are questions that I have posted of biology on the community post of our channel as well. There are a few application based questions over there, so try solving that as well. So you would have to understand the concepts, because you cannot mug any subject now, since ICSE has increased its competency based questions. So you would have to understand all the concepts. All right, and if you are finding a particular concept tough, do brush through the basics and try to build your understanding of that concept in how much ever time is remaining. Practice previous year questions and revise. Reena says she's scared of boards. Reena, do not be scared of boards. Okay, so just learn it in a fun way, like prepare for the exam in a fun way. All right, so see, guys, like I've said before, by all being scared of boards, it's just gonna consume a lot of your mental energy, and it's just gonna make you all get stressed even more when it comes to your preparation. So ask yourselves, what are you all scared about? The marks. There is going to be pressure about getting a high score, competition, uh, pressure from family, or even personal pressure when it comes to getting that percentage. But that is just gonna stressing or getting scared about boards is just gonna decrease your level of productivity when it comes to actually studying. So what I would say is, do not get scared. All right, believe in yourself, have that confidence, and look forward to the exam is what I would say. I mean, I know it is easier said than done, but my teachers used to tell us this. They used to tell us to look forward to it, like a challenge. And when you've studied, when you have understood, and all this effort that y'all have actually put in, like this last year, y'all have to go forward and finally answer that question paper. So it is something that you should actually be excited about. Okay, it is the first milestone of your life that you are going to be crossing. So look at it in an excited way. I mean, I know when it comes to the marks and the percentage, y'all would be stressed, and y'all would be pressurized that way. But if y'all have to change the way y'all actually look at this exam, it can even change the your performance. It will definitely increase your performance in the exam, and it would give you a sense of confidence as well. um, Ma'am, how do you know how to speak in Hindi? My uncle. How am I supposed to answer that? I just learned it over time. Okay, Janet, a girl from our school secured 99.8% more than 495. She lost 1 mark for Malayalam. Okay, I shall check that out, Janet. I mean, I'm not shocked because we were also told, like, even the board has, nobody's got like 100. But let me check this out since you are stressing on it so much. Mm, Rishikesh, I have answered that question, and the question about geography. The one-shot videos for geography will be up soon. Preksha ma'am will be taking it. Okay. Mm, how to memorize history, civics? Um, Funny Griffin, first of all, that's a wrong question. Do not memorize, except for the dates. Do not memorize history, civics, all right? Understand the concepts, like read it like a story, because they are real events that have actually happened over time. So understand the events, read it like a story, and memorize and by heart the dates, all right? Um, um, I'm sorry about the noise, guys. Somebody's taking class in the next room, so. Um, all right. Uh, Mayank, like I said, हम हिंदी में बात कर सकते हैं, but because it is the demand of the board to keep English as a medium of instruction for ICSE, हम English में बात करते हैं. Hi, Reena. Mansfi, what about competency-based questions? I did answer that question about competency-based questions, Mansfi. What exactly is your question? Um, Ma'am, also how to prepare for physics. I did answer that question, Rishikesh. Um, all right. All right. Ma'am, we want a complete explanation of organic chemistry. Organic chemistry, we are delving into a few subjects like computer and chemistry, little by little, Batul, but soon we'd be able to help you with that. Until then, you can follow the tips that we did provide you with. Ashutosh Malik, how to do maps. Like I said, Ashutosh, you can refer to the places and the map questions that you would have to concentrate on. It's mentioned in your syllabus in the website, and in this video that I have you know uh, posted the subject wise demands. I have taken the names of the places and the geographical uh, the geographical aspects of, be the rivers, the plateaus, the mountain plains, etc. That would be us. So go through that and practice your maps. Buy a set of maps, be it the outline or the border, I mean the political map, or whatever is required, and try to practice them. All right. Mm, Ma'am, can you please tell me the best time to study? Um, See, that would be there's no. It would depend from person to person, or student to student. If I would say from now, all right. So the best time to study, I would say you would have to know when is your concentration or your attention span the most. Okay, some students find it very comfortable or peaceful to study in the morning, while some find it better to study in the evening. All right, so study at whatever time you feel is best, but with ample amount of sleep. But at the same time, uh, towards your exam, see to that if you are studying in the night, see to that you do wake up early enough and customize yourself to being awake at those hours of the exam, because y'all don't want to feel sleepy in the examination hall. Okay, guys, a few more questions and I shall go. Mm, how to do maps and learn history and civics dates. Maps, I told you, Ashutosh. History and civics dates. See, you would have to create a mind map for yourselves when it comes to um, uh, the history and civics dates. I'm pretty sure Preksha ma'am would have told you all about it, but try to keep it in a flow. So you're understanding the story, right? Like, let's say you all watch a movie, so y'all do know that, okay, let's say it's a Shah Rukh Khan movie, and y'all do know that in the movie that Shah Rukh Khan was so many years old when this happened to him. His age was this much when it happened. I'm not exact age. I know, lame example, but you would have to mug it up, because there are so many dates, like when it comes to your chapters, when it comes to the independence of our country, or when it comes to like World War I and II that you all have. So you all would have to remember the dates as per that. All right. Mm. Hi, ma'am. I am scared that some syllabus is left, like 2, 3 chapters of some subjects. Amarnath Mandal. Amarnath, there's nothing to be scared about. You are good to go. There are students who are just starting now. Look at their spirit, look at their motivation to start now. Okay, that's amazing. So you don't have to be scared. Just finish that and start your practice of previous year question papers, and do revise. There's nothing to be scared of. You can finish it. Mm, you're welcome. Mm, mm. Reeth Jaiswal, how to score good marks in math? All right, so math, Shubhanshu sir is the best person to tell you all about math, because personally, um, unnecessary fact, but I was not at all good at math. I used to fear math a lot. Not saying you all should. Okay, this was when I was of your age. So, how to score good marks in math? What I would say, what I learned from my lesson is that I did not practice sums. All right, I did not practice sums. I did not understand the major concepts. All right, so my fear made me run away from it. So don't do that. Try to understand the formulae. All right, and I think for y'all, when it comes to trigonometry, like I faced a problem when it came to the sin, cos, tan, cos, secant, cosecant, and cot. So that was my get those formulae right, because I used to just make this entire hodgepodge when it came to those formulae, those trigonometric formulae. Those are what are of I think high weightage there. I mean, those kind of sums. So I would say get those right, and practice sums as much as possible. And for the rest, Shubhanshu sir would be the best person to guide you on that. um, Amulya, ma'am, how to complete organic chemistry in 1 hour when you don't know anything? That is not possible. Amulya, you cannot finish organic chemistry or any tough concept of this size in 1 hour. So, what I would say is you don't have 1 hour remaining, you have quite a few days remaining. So, concentrate on that and try to, gain an understanding and finish as much as you can when it comes to this. Ma'am, will the ICSE maths paper be easy? Reena, like I said, there can be no predictions made about the difficulty level of any paper or the examination on the whole. But if you do your part and if you follow the right guidance, that is of going and sticking to what the board requires of you, uh, then the difficulty level will definitely be reduced. So the higher you gain an understanding of the concepts of what the board requires of you, the lesser will be the difficulty level. Yes, Rudransh. Mm, Rita, I hope I answered your question. Rudransh, 1 minute, 1 minute. I haven't come across your doubt yet, Rudransh. All right. Mm, Sanika says, ma'am, could you please give some application based questions on math and physics? School teachers are telling exams would be difficult, the competency of physics and maths. Sanika, when it comes to the competency-based questions for math, I'm pretty sure Shivanshu sir can help you with that. And for both the subjects, or if not for all the subjects, you can definitely refer to the specimen paper for 2025 that's given out, or the previous year question papers, all right, that do have competency-based questions in them. But until then, you would have to understand the concepts. Guys, see, I'll give you all one tip before I go, okay? When it comes to competency based questions, they basically mean they're not going to ask you direct questions, all right? So they are not going to ask you what does the nasolacrimal gland do, all right? It's not going to be that direct, or it isn't going to be as direct as asking you the location of a particular place. So that is what it means to not have competency based questions. So these are going to be application based, so they would ask you something about, you would have to apply your working to it, all right? So the only solution to increasing your confidence to answer competency based questions would be to understand the concepts of whatever it is that you are studying, all right? So understand the concepts, and solve those previous year question papers, and do refer to the specimen papers that are available on the website of the CISCE portal. Rudransh, I did answer that question. Now I found your question. Organic chemistry, how to complete. Amelia, you will have to understand the concepts again, solve previous year question papers, and revise. Rita, I answer that question about learning chemistry formulae very easily. You would have to solve sums, you would have to balance equations, get your basics right. Reena, I would suggest you do solve your 10-year question papers, the previous year question papers, because that would help a lot, and you would see an increase in your confidence when it comes after you have solved those papers. In alignment, of course, with the syllabus that you have completed. How to score good marks in history civics. Rudransh, like I said, if you are done completing your syllabus, revise continuously. Attempt the questions that are given behind the chapters in your text, and practice previous year questions, and solve the specimen paper. Okay. I says, ma'am, I haven't even started my syllabus and my pre-boards are in 25 days. Can I do the whole syllabus? See, for pre-boards, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but you'll have to give a minimum of 5-6 hours every day to complete the syllabus in 25 days. It is a little tough, but you'll have to give in a lot of time. But nevertheless, you do have enough time to complete your syllabus for your board exam. So focus on that as well. All right, so keep that as your target right now. All right, so try to complete your syllabus as soon as possible, and practice for your pre-boards. What I would suggest is how much ever how much ever of your syllabus you have completed till your pre-boards, attempt previous year questions. That is what will help you the most right now. You're welcome, Amulya. Okay, Janet ma'am, just one last doubt. Approximately how many competency-based questions will be there in our papers, specifically for physics, chemistry, and biology? Janet, see, they have only, the board has only mentioned that there would be an increased percentage of the competency based questions that will be asked. All right, so where they're going to place those questions and how many questions would be asked, we wouldn't know, because like I said, y'all are the first batch um, uh, that would be facing this question paper with uh, said increase in the percentage of competency based questions. So we would not know how many competency based questions specifically would be asked. Mm, when should we start solving previous year questions? Reena, in like I said, in alignment with the syllabus that you have completed, if you have completed a chapter, take out the previous 10-year question papers, and whichever question you find of the chapter that you have finished, solve them. And you can start solving your previous year question papers as soon as you started studying your syllabus. All right, I mean, finishing your syllabus, and even after you finish the syllabus, solve them as much as possible. Reena ma'am, actually, our school teacher used to cut many marks in Hindi. Does the same thing happen in boards? You mean Hindi, your second language? Reena, see, just follow the pattern of the paper, right? Visit the ICSE portal. Look at what the demand of the subject is when it comes to Hindi, if that is what you're trying to ask me. And see where for what she used to cut marks. It can either be for your punctuation, spelling mistakes, and we you would have to, that would vary from teacher to teacher, school to school, but here we're talking about boards, so try to look at the demand of the boards and try to refer to previous year question papers of Hindi, and try to solve them. Okay guys, 30 seconds and I would go. mm, on what I should attempt contemporary. Rudrant, are you talking about your optional subject, like when comes to choosing your subject for contemporary? Is that what you're asking me? Mm, Janet, honestly speaking, thank you so much. Maybe like 15 or 20 days before our board starts. Sure, Janet. I will definitely be there around to guide you all continuously. And for any doubts, otherwise, when I don't come live, do feel free to leave your doubts on any of my videos, or depending on whichever subject you all have a doubt it, and we will address it. But thank you so much. That means a lot to me and to us at Thoughtwell. Mm, you're welcome, Rudransh. Ma'am, please share tips for writing descriptive essays in English. Rudransh, I answered that a while back, so if you can just rewind this video and watch it, you would be able to, get that question of yours answered, because I'm having a bit of a time crunch here. Nagamani, PYQs are not enough for both. You'll have to finish your syllabus and then do your previous year questions, Nagamani. You're welcome, Reena. Okay. Janet, I teach English literature and biology. Okay, guys, it was really, really fun interacting with you all, and I will come live more often, like Janet also asked me to. And I will see you all soon. And until then, study. You'll have a few more days remaining. Do not get stressed at all right? Have that confidence in yourselves. Y'all have survived ICSE all this while, guys, and y'all are a cut above the rest. Okay, with all due respect to students of all the other boards, but yeah, ICSE is the toughest board in our country when it comes to 10th grade. So y'all have done an amazing job till now. Nothing can stop you all from going and getting what you all want to, but you all have to keep away from the distraction. At this point, just remember, this is what matters. All right, this exam, you crossing that first milestone is what matters. All right, so be excited for it, understand the concepts, learn in a fun way, and we are there to guide you all in whichever and whatever way possible. For physics, the ones who had it out, Shubhanshu sir's video is out on few tips that you all could use. You'll have Preksha ma'am to guide you all when it comes to history, civics, geography, and I'm here when it comes to biology and English literature. And otherwise also, like doubts like these, we're always here. Mm. What are the best books for revision? Priyanka, the best books for revision would be your textbooks and your previous year question papers. All right, do not break your head going and searching for these other question banks or anything that way that have like summaries of your chapters. Do not do that. All right. So take care, guys. Be safe. Have responsible fun. Study. Solve those questions, and let's crack it. All right. Take care. Bye, guys. Okay, Reena says, life ka pehla success step, guys. Dare you all if you give up. Yes, yes, Reena. Yes. Learn that. Take the spirit from Reena, guys. And with that, me, Rinalda, signing off for y'all. हिमांशु मैम इंग्लिश कैसे सीखें बताओ ना. हम क्या ही बोलें अब हिमांशु सर. यू विल हैव टू आपको इंग्लिश में पहले बात करना होगा. इंग्लिश के बुक्स पढ़िए एंड आपको इंग्लिश में बात करना होगा थोड़ी थोड़ी. तो वही बोल सकते हैं हम. Hi, bye Reena. Hi Vivan and bye Vivan. You're welcome Rudransh. See you guys. Take care. Bye bye.